The first speaker that we have for this two-speaker panel is going to be Shallon Santiago. Shallon's start in real estate grew out of an interest in home design and architecture. Growing up, she understood the value of having a place called home, and works hard to be able to tell you your dream home awaits while handing you the keys. In an often arduous process, it's important to go into it with excitement and enthusiasm, and that's what you'll get with Shallon, because she knows how stressful the process can be. Amen. If not hard at work for her clients, you'll likely find Shallon hanging out with her two children and husband at their local park, on bike rides to the shoreline, or to get some good old-fashioned ice cream. We can tell some of these were written before COVID, but I'm sure that still makes sense because you could still ride bikes outside. What is one of her dream vacations? Her dream vacation would be to go somewhere on a warm tropical beach, watching the waves go in and out while relaxing on a hammock. I can't wait till we can do that all the time again. That sounds amazing right now, right? Doesn't everybody think that? I'm guessing that you're all shaking your heads. Yes. Our second presenter is going to be Fong, and I have the pleasure of introducing her as well. So I'm going to finish introducing her before we bring both of these lovely speakers up to the stage. Sierra's beginning path to real estate required a transition. After a successful 20-year career in technical writing, marketing, and graphic design, Sierra found that her skill set in communication, project management, creativity, and energy was exactly what was needed to make that transition as smooth as possible. It's also what excites Sierra's clients about working with her, because they know she'll be detail-oriented, creative, and knowledgeable about the process, and communicate with them every step of the way. Sierra's advice for you is to stop less and go more, especially when it comes to chasing after her two boys. The strangest activity on her bucket list, you guys, is to learn how to be a club DJ. Crazy. I don't know when we can go back to the club DJing in the club, but that would be interesting to see. And, you said that you're probably not going to be able to do it, but you never know, right? So with that being said, we are going to introduce, we are going to bring them up to the stage. I'm laughing right now because I'm sure people are like, she wanted to be a club DJ? That is so cool. I think it's cool anyways. So welcome, ladies, to the stage. We're bringing you both up. Appreciate you both. Hello. Hi, Sarah. There's Shallon. She popped in. Perfect. Hello, ladies. Good day. How are you two today?
We're doing great.
Good. So lovely to see you guys. So do you guys have something to say before we get started, or where do you go?
I'll say I don't know about still wanting to be a club DJ. Probably not.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know about that now. That's why I was laughing. I was like, some of these bios, I bet people will change later. So what about you, Shallon? Anything before we get started?
No, pretty much the same.
Perfect. Love it. I love it. You guys are great. So ladies, I think we'll just go popcorn style. I'll let both of you answer if you need to, or if one is doing versus the other. We'll go that way, just to make sure that we're giving you guys both a chance to take the stage together. So what is a virtual open house, and how does that compare to a regular in-person open house?
Well, a true virtual house is pretty much the same as a regular open house. It has a set start time and a set end time. It's just all virtual. So what we like to do is we use our platforms, social media, so either Instagram or Facebook, and just go live. So we can walk around the house in a live fashion and give a tour of the house as if we're taking our client through the house. One thing that we do, because we're a team of two, we utilize both of us. So one of it is giving the tour, while the other one is on the side answering all the questions that are in the chat box. It's great because we're tag teaming back and forth, and people are asking questions like, when was the water heater replaced? Sierra could answer back, it was replaced last year, while I'm walking around giving the tour. So it really works out really great, especially when you have two agents. And it shows the house in a light that someone might not have saw it, because pictures don't always do justice. Sometimes you need to walk the house, physically walk the house, that you can't do always in a 3D. Can't hear you.
Myself to make sure that none of us got the feedback from each other. Sorry, I was trying to tell Sierra to unmute so that she could answer the question. Shallon, I'll have you mute while she is talking as well. That way we can minimize feedback from any of our speakers while we're talking with you.
So I'm adding on to what makes a great virtual open house. You know, quality is an essential component. You know, it's all, if we're doing a live tour, it's really all shot on a cell phone. So because it's being broadcasted live. So it's really important to have that steady hand or use a gimbal for a smoother transition. I know Shallon has done Shallon's done the live tours, and she's been super great about just like keeping the you know, the gimbal out of sight too. You know, so we're talking about visuals a little bit, and visuals are so important with virtual open houses. And you know, when buyers aren't able to go to a virtual house, you know, you've really got to have the photography and the other documentation ready, because anything visual is going to make a much bigger impact because that's all they've got. That's all they've got to look. So, you know, 3D Matterport tour through the house is really important. High quality professional photography is really important. Anything that can engage the buyer, essentially, visually, and even going a step further with the, you know, the virtual tour. As many professional photos of a room that you can get in. So, you know, if you're, you know, supporting your virtual open house with just a quick photo of each room, consider more photos. You know, consider different angled photos, even if it's a bathroom. You know, buyers still want to see as much of it as possible. Our team goes a little further. We offer neighborhood cards to our buyers, you know, because we know that many buyers are moving from more populated areas to the East Bay that might not be familiar with the area. So we provide buyers with neighborhood cards that have local favorites and personal recommendations from us. And that helps sort of round out not being there in person, not driving the neighborhood. So yeah, that's
wow.
basically visuals.
You guys do a lot. I love it. You guys do a whole lot together. I can already tell. And Sierra, I'll have you mute while I ask this question. But so you kind of answered some of the questions of how do you create like an engaging virtual open house? If there's anything you want to add, I'll let you go ahead and do that. And the next question I'll have is, does it have to be live, in quotation marks, because you talked about going live, or can it be pre-recorded?
So like Sierra talked about, we use a gimbal. So like this is a gimbal. So what it does is when you move it, it's going to move the top part of it, which is going to keep your phone nice and steady. So what we do is we walk around, you know, like this, and it keeps the camera nice and steady so people don't get dizzy. Now, one big part about being an engaging open house, a virtual open house, is to have your personality show. So you're not just going to say, let's walk around the kitchen, or let's go down the stairs. You're going to say things like, let's go check out the bonus space in the downstairs. Let's go look at my favorite place, you know, the bookshelf nook, or the reading nook. Or you're going to point out things that you would normally point out when people come to an open house. So that's one thing that we want to really be engaging, being talkative. So a lot of the times when you talk to realtors, the way to show your personality is to smile. So even if they can't see your face, when you pick up the phone call, smile. Same thing when you're doing a virtual open house. When you push that record button, smile. You hear that smile through your voice, and it shows your personality, and it shows that you're engaging. So you asked about to be live or recorded.
Mm-hmm.
We think both. So we like to do live because it shows that personality. But when you go live, it also saves it. So it saves it on your Instagram store or your Instagram lives. It also saves it on your Facebook. So then you can go back to it and you can chop it up and edit it and put it into a promo. So having all of those together is really great, great marketing material.
Did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I think that when you're doing a live video tour, then, you know, you might be talking about a room, and people might kind of, you know, tune out a lot of the specifics of, oh, look at this counter, it's got this, it's got this, it's got this. You're kind of going down a bullet point list. People might turn that out. One of the great things that Shallon does is she'll go, okay, now let's go look through here at this thing that I'm going to tell you about now. Let's go look at the back porch. And it kind of provides that really natural, nice break and keeps the excitement and the interest going. So kind of adding in those breaks is really important.
it. I think that's really important too from somebody that does virtual stuff. So I absolutely agree with you guys. What are some strategies to promote your guys' the virtual open house?
Well, we found that Facebook and Instagram are really where the most effective platforms to hold virtual open houses. So we would use ads, paid promotional ads. You know, and a great tool is create a Facebook event, which gives people a way to bookmark it and RSVP. So that's really a very effective tool. And then newsletters, we use MailChimp, and we always include the virtual house information. And then another thing that we do is when we implement a registration through MailChimp on our website. So they can enter their email address and then get directed to a thank you page with additional information.
Did you have something to add in addition to that?
No, just that me and Sarah, we really like to utilize all aspects of any type of social media, any type of email marketing, as well as our website. So if you go to our website, shallonsierra.com, you could see past events that we have, current events, or upcoming events. So like in 2 weeks, we have a sellers event, a sellers virtual seminar. And so that's posted on there. So it's just another version of how we market our virtual open houses is the same way we would market, say, a virtual seminar.
Love it. I think that you guys are spot on with that. So great tips for everybody else that doesn't think that it's possible to do that. And that leads me to this question. If you record your virtual open house, looks like you guys have them recorded and repurposed. That's the question. You can repurpose that content for additional exposure, correct? And what are the ways that you guys repurpose and share that information then after?
You're going to record it, you're going to share it, but it's great to be able to break it apart and piece it and break it out so that you can slowly drop it back into social media. So you have all this content and you get to break it up and put it back in slowly over time so you have more and more content. It's also great to be able to have that book of pretty much of your work. So you could show a client, this is what I can do for you. This is what I've done with my past clients. And this is what you can expect from me, so that, they know what to expect. It's kind of like a portfolio.
Sierra, feel free to add on to what she said.
No, that's exactly it. It's a portfolio piece. It's a record of what we do for our clients.
I love that. And I think that it's really key. So that leads me to a question that I have for you guys. Ricardo said, hey, Shallon and Sierra, he popped in. He said, say hi to you guys. My question for you guys is, do you see more responses and more attendance at the virtual open tours versus your regular open tours?
That's a great question. And
open house is what I meant to say, but you know what?
The answer is actually no. One of the reasons is that virtual open houses is still a very nascent new way of looking at houses. But we've worked with several buyers over the past year, and even at the darkest points of the pandemic, what we found is that buyers still want to see the house in person. So we found that they used all of the information out there, the digital information, the photos, the virtual tours, the 3D tours, and that would draw them in, but then they still needed to go see it in person. They were not deterred and stayed away. No,
absolutely. And maybe my preface should have been, did it help get more people into your open house as well? So does the virtual stuff help get more people into your open houses?
One thing that I would say is it weeds down the seriousness. So what you get is, people first see it on Zillow. Let's be honest. They see it on Zillow, they see it on Realtor, or they see it on Real Scout. They see the pictures. They might see a Matterport. They might see a video walkthrough. And then they might go to social media and see a live virtual. And then all of those things, it kind of starts checking off their boxes. Okay, I saw pictures. I saw the video. I saw the walkthrough. Now I'm going to look at disclosures. So then they look at disclosures. The next step is seeing it in person. So what it does is it takes away those people that are like, does this house fit or does it not? They see it through all these channels, all these different videos, all these different pictures, and then they'll go to the house and see it in person. So in these COVID times, we want to make sure that we're being safe for our sellers, especially if they're living in the house. And so we want to weed out the people who aren't really serious. Maybe they're kind of serious and they just want to look at the house, or maybe they live in the neighborhood and they just want to see the floor plan. You know, we weed out the people who aren't really serious, but to the people who are serious.
I love that. I like the fact that for you guys, it's really just it's a weeding out process. You get really serious buyers. Then Ricardo says buyers are liars. Oh, love it.
To that point, I wanted to add that when you have all of those pieces in place, yeah, it's an extra step for a listing agent, but that's good marketing. Like, you've covered all of your bases. You know, that's called, you're putting it out there in the widest way possible. And, you know, we've actually seen instances where listing agents haven't done any of that. And the number of offers that they've received have been directly impacted by that.
Well, there you are. And there you have it. That's probably one of the best things for people to be left with, guys. I'm looking in our Q&A. Looks like right now we don't have any questions for you guys, because you guys did a really good job of answering, I think, any potential questions that people would have had. So everybody loves your guys' information. Great job. I appreciate you both for your time today. If there's anything you'd like to leave us with before you go, if not, otherwise, I'll have you guys turn your cameras and microphones off.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just mention again, on March 29th, we're going to have our seller seminar. So you can go to our website, shallonandcr.com/events, and sign up there, where we'll be doing a deep dive into selling your house in this hot market.
Perfect. I love that. Again, you guys, they'll probably drop it in the chat for you as well too. You guys can go to their, Sierra's like, yep. They're going to be having their sellers webinar. And is it a 1 day, guys? Is it just a 1 day event? Perfect. And there you go. Events. Perfect, you guys. They've got a deep dive webinar for you guys. And what platform are you guys doing it live through? Facebook? Is it a Zoom webinar? Okay. Zoom webinar, you guys. So anybody can attend then, if you're interested. There you go. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate you both. Oh, Kelvin says he's there. He's on it. He's coming. 1 day, 1 hour. I love it. 1 day, 1 hour, guys. A lot of power packed information in that 1 hour, I bet. So thank you, ladies, so much.